Hey guys, I'm Lara from Light Coast by Lara. I'm the Tigress of the Light. And today I just want to stop by and say hi. And honestly, I'd like to share just a little bit about my spiritual journey and path with you guys because, we hear, I see this all the time with people, that people are always thinking that they should be like someone else, or they should have all the answers, or they're like really ambitious to be somewhere where they're not. And so I just want to talk to you a little bit about my journey and some of the things that I went through to get to where I am now. And honestly, I am still a work in progress, like all of you guys, right? So I happen to be fairly good at channeling. I'm good at light language and stuff like this, but I have teachers, and teachers have amazing gifts and talents that they're able to perceive with. And I was judging myself constantly and thinking that I should be able to see the things that they see, or feel the things that they feel, or be able to do the things that they're able to do. And the reality is that we each have our own unique path, not only in discovering what our gifts and talents actually are, but then embodying them, embracing them, and then working with them. So if you are like feeling even a little bit bummed out, like that, or that you're running out of time, that you're behind somehow and that you should be somewhere where you're not, I just want to say that you don't need to feel that way. You don't need to put that kind of pressure on yourself. It really doesn't actually help the process at all. I think part of the journey is actually coming to terms with the fact that we suddenly realize, oh wow, like look at all these amazing things that people are able to do, and then how can I get those too? And we want those amazing things because we want to be special, and we want people to see us for who we really are. But in reality, we're the ones that have to see us for who we really are. And this is the journey. This is the awakening path, awakening to truth, awakening to your love, awakening to your amazing connection with your higher self, with your soul, and ultimately with spirit. So for me, I had a whole life that was around horses and show jumping and competition. And you know what? I was pretty good at it. I loved competing. Although it was really hard on me. I was a total stress case and felt so sick before I would go into the competition ring. And fortunately, I was good about not getting my nerves in the way. I was still able to perform and connect with my horse, and I had amazing relationships with my horses, to be honest, and very, very blessed to be working with such incredible animals. They truly were true partners. And they were able to help me in ways that I can reflect on now and realize, oh wow, I truly was blessed to have their assistance in developing myself. When we're younger and maybe we're a teenager and we're just going, oh my gosh, I don't even know what we're doing here in this world. This world is nuts. And thinking that, I don't know, maybe we know more than a lot of other people, and, the typical stuff, right? Although I was never really felt like I knew more. I was actually going the opposite direction. I was feeling like I didn't know anything, and it was actually really hard for me to find confidence in myself. And so the horses helped me learn that I could be confident and that I actually had something to contribute. And this is how we end up in front of a camera today, actually being able to talk and not being a total blubbering mess, which I would have been as a teenager. So, we evolve when we heal, and we learn how to do stuff. But we moved from competition life and being on the road and everything, and because I got a really bad back injury, and this back injury was actually career ending. I don't need to go into the details of that in this video. That can be something that we can talk about later. But it was a life-altering, career-ending injury where I was in chronic pain for 6 years, and severe chronic pain to the point where I couldn't even wash my hair. Holding my arms up for more than 2 seconds I'd just be in so much pain. So that journey led me to actually developing my spiritual gifts and talents. And, I can reflect back on those years, as awful as they were, as seriously awful as they were, where you don't know if you're ever going to be out of pain, where you don't know if you're going to have to be on meds for the rest of your life. You've lost all your friends. Your family doesn't know what to do with you. This was rough times. Couldn't even go to school because I couldn't focus on my studies at all because I was in so much pain and on pain meds and stuff like that. So being in that kind of state where my life literally stopped, and now I can reflect back on that and actually see the gift that was. As tough as it was a real gift because it was a major course correction in my life. And I know there's people out there who are listening to this and can apply this story to their own situation. And I just want to say to you, if you're in a situation where it's really tough and you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, have faith. Have faith that there is light there, because the truth is that we were put in positions that are sometimes really, really hard to navigate. And in those times, we were given the greatest opportunities for growth. And so I took those experiences and literally I was upside down and totally blind, and honestly didn't have much faith, but fortunately I kept seeking, I kept looking for answers, I kept looking for people who could support me and who could help me find a way out of it. And I was bound and determined to change the situation that I was in. And this is how I landed. I was actually at a fair, a local fair that had that, I don't know, it was like a craft fair, and there was a lady there who was selling some crystals, and I was always a rock hound. I really liked crystals and rocks and stuff, and so I bought a crystal, and that made me feel better, to be holding this chunk of black tourmaline actually helped me ground, because I was so good at dissociating because of the pain I was in. So this rock was helping me to connect to not only the earth, but connect in a gentle way to my own body again. And this is what led me down the path to learn Reiki. And when I was learning Reiki, then things were suddenly shifting, and I also learned magnified healing. And magnified healing was like this incredible energy. If you feel drawn to any of the things that I talk about, for sure go look it up, because that might be a good path for you, or it might not be. I mean, whatever. But everyone's on their unique journey. So I got magnified healing, and then I got Reiki and did levels 1, 2, 3, and then jumped into Karuna. And this was really helpful because these energies were able to open up some of the blocks that had been created in my life due to various traumas and experiences and beliefs and this injury and the lack of confidence that I had in myself for even just existing on this planet. I was totally one of those people who was like, human? What the hell do I want to be a human for? And no, I'm not a human. I'm a starseed. I come from somewhere else. I'm the black sheep. I did all that too, right? And it took a long time, not a long time, but a couple of years of actually just saying, you know what, I'm going to believe this. I'm going to hold on to this because this is what resonates with me right now. Until I reached a certain point, and suddenly it didn't matter anymore. Suddenly I realized, wow, this planet is amazing and it offers a lot of gifts, and I can be anchored here. I can be grounded here. I can be safe within my body. Whoa, to actually have the realization that we can be safe in our bodies on this planet was like a huge thing for me. And again, I have a lot of people assisting me and helping me and working through these energies with me in order to get to the place where I can feel that confidence. And I had wonderful teachers that are still in my life today. And you know what? We need those people. We need the people who give us the honest direction and guide us, who can say, no, let's try not to look at things that way. That's not helpful. That's important to have that perspective. And there's a lot of energies flying around us right now. So not only do we have our own path, which for a lot of people is pretty bumpy. It's not totally smooth. We've taken on a lot. We've taken on a lot to come here, as in when we entered this realm, we took on a whole bunch of crap. Then we took on a bunch of stuff from our family, from our ancestral lines. We took on a bunch of stuff from the city that we're living in, the country that we're living in, and just, the planet in general. And so we come here and we realize, eventually that we're a light worker. And that our job in part, is to transmute these dysfunctional energies. Okay? But then we also have to transmute the stuff that we personally came here to transmute. And then we get to learn, oh wow, when I do my work, it's helping other people, it's helping the collective, it's making it that much easier for other people to do their good work and step into their amazing purpose and reason for coming here, because each and every one of us has a reason for participating on this plane. So as we really come to understand that and embody that, then suddenly we can take more and more and more responsibility for ourselves. Now, the benefit to taking responsibility for ourselves is actually that we're reclaiming our power, and there's much less to be afraid of. See, when we're giving our power away to everybody, there's everything to be afraid of. We're weak. We've given our energy away. We're ungrounded. We're not present. We're half in our body. Well, who's going to look after us if we don't look after us, if we're not present within ourselves? So as we claim our responsibility, we're claiming our power. And again, now there's much less to be afraid of, because when we're here on this planet, we are in charge. We inhabit the third dimension. We have claim over this realm. So nothing, these outside energies can't mess with us unless we give them the power. So when we talk about energies that are floating around, and which they do, there's tons of energies floating around. We feel them, right? I'm sure you're an empath. I'm sure you feel stuff. You probably won't be watching this if you can't feel something, right? We're humans. We're meant to feel. We're meant to be empathic. We're meant to be sensitive. That's what being a human means. light man. Interacting with the world as a light being and being able to navigate the energies, because what is light? Light is energy. So of course we're going to be sensitive. It's what do you do with your sensitivities? And what do you do with the energies that are floating around? Well, first of all, don't need to be in fear, because who's in charge of this plane? We are. No one has authority over us but ourselves. We have authority over ourselves, unless, of course, we give away our power because we don't want to be here yet. We haven't decided that we want to be on this plane and claim the responsibility like we talked about, right? So you can see how all these things interact and intermingle, and how important it is. Okay, so we have an energy that comes floating by. Well, if we're claiming our power, if we're claiming our energy, that energy that's floating by can't attach to us. It's impossible. It can't attach. So what do you say what about the astrological weather? What about the sun that's emitting all these amazing frequencies right now? Because of course we're going through the photon belt, and our sun is being influenced by the increase in photons. The sun is emitting different energies now, just like our Earth, our planet, our entire solar system actually is moving into this photon belt, where we're all being bombarded by more light energy. So we're not only getting it from the sun, but we're getting it as just we're a rock floating through space into this photon belt. Well, this is that time of great purification, and so all this stuff is coming up to be cleared and cleansed, and at the same time we can receive downloads and get activations and amazing healings. and align to new amazing alignments. But who's in charge of this plane? We are. Who's in charge of the vessel, our physical vessel? Us as an individual. So we get to claim our authority in, okay, so we get this opportunity to release energy, to release dysfunctional energy, because there's more light coming in, so it's getting really easy for us to purge. So we get to say, you know what, I am choosing to do this because I am taking responsibility for my being. And then you get to also claim, and at the same time, I choose to receive these amazing downloads, these amazing updates, these amazing upgrades. And watch how your life, how your existence shifts and changes as you step more and more every day, choosing to release what doesn't belong to you and accept and take in what does. And my goodness, what a change, what a difference it makes. Like, I can't even tell you. So I went from being this mousy little teenager who, there's no way I could have done this 10 years ago. Zero, none. To going through this traumatic event, which completely changed my life, where I saw no light at the end of the tunnel whatsoever, to being able to stand in front of you today and say, I can tell you firsthand, reclaim your power and you will change your life. Like, you won't even believe. You have control over your being. You have command over your vessels. And this is done through love. Honestly, love is the command central of the universe. So when we have these energies that are floating around us, whether they're coming from the stars, whether they're coming from the planets, whether they're coming from the person that walked by you that's dealing with something, because we're all dealing with something, and you feel it, you pick up on it, hold your space and say, I choose to release what doesn't belong to me, and I choose to accept what does. Period. There's nothing else to it. It is that simple. And you know, we tend as humans to try to make things way more complicated than that. And that's where we get ourselves into trouble. We get the chatter brain going, and like, we have this amazing avoidance techniques. Like, really, we're really good at avoiding stuff, aren't we? Or at least we try. But that just tends to prolong the inevitable. It tends to keep our energy muddy. It tends to then attract things into our lives that we would prefer we didn't attract. So change it. Take command. Love the process. Love the journey. It's so worth it. And don't expect to be where you think you want to be right now. You don't need to expect that, because when we have that expectation of, I want these gifts and talents, I want to be like so-and-so, I want to be able to see or feel or sense or whatever like that person does. Everyone perceives differently. Everybody's got their own unique gifts and talents. You don't know what I see, and I don't know how you perceive. And you know what? That's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's how it's supposed to be. Because you've come here for your amazing purpose and reason, and I've come here for my amazing purpose and reason, and we're here together for an even bigger reason and purpose, and let's just support and love each other with that. Let's just support and love each other with that. Everyone has their own process. Everyone has their own deal. So look after yourselves how you have to look after yourselves. But don't be in fear in doing it. You don't need to hold fear as a reason to look after yourself. That's not that's not the way to go. Be in your love and look after yourself. I think it took the entire message to get down to that one thing. Be in your love and look after yourself. All blessings, my friends. I hope you found this helpful, and I would actually really love to hear from you. So we've all been through stuff. We've all been put through the ringer, right? That's part of what this planet's doing, is it's purging a lot of energies, and a lot of those energies come out in dysfunctional ways. I don't know why. I always thought it was ridiculous that we had to have pain and suffering here, but until we can shift that as a collective, it apparently seems to be the way it is, but we can mitigate how much pain and suffering we experience by commanding our love, by being in our love, and by taking, by embracing and just working with our own energy. Yeah. All right, that's enough. Good to see you. Have a great day. Bye for now.